How did your administration respond?
To us?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
To your campaign?
I think we received a pretty quick response from Tracy Robin.
She's the director of health services. We already had allies in health services. They were with us to begin with. And the guy, Tom McDonald from Student Rights and Responsibilities, responded, but only after like many different people came to him. Like I came to him in spring 2010, and he wasn't really ready to talk to me. He like sent me to someone else in student services who sent me back to him. And he was like, you know what, we should just go over this in the fall, you know? I was sent for like a huge runaround, I think, because they just didn't want to talk about it. And it was pretty frustrating. And I think in the fall we finally got a better reception because it wasn't just me hounding them, it was an entire group of students, and there is strength in numbers, I think.
And also, like, Tracy Robin, I mean, she worked at a rape crisis center. Like, she was very interested in this already and had been trying to get a new policy for quite some time and just didn't have, like, the student support that she needed. So us having, like, a big push on our end for a new policy, like, really helped her in convincing everybody else that it was something that needed to be done.
Also, luckily, Tracy Robin and Tom McDonald both happened to attend a conference over the summer that was specifically about how to reform policies related to, I guess university policies in general, and one of the things spoken about at this conference was sexual assault policies, and I think they comparatively looked at other schools' policies and how ours compared, and I think that sort of prepared Tom McDonald for changing his mind, maybe being ready now.
Wow.
And I think the timing was really good because they had attended the conference.
I mean, Tracy was a really good liaison between us and the administration. I mean, somewhere like along the policy, she actually had to, for a while, she was the only one who was able to present some of the amendments that we made. Like, we couldn't go to general counsel because they didn't want to meet with us, basically is what happened. So we actually didn't hear about the policy for like a good, was it like a month or two?
Yeah.
That we were kind of kept in the dark about its progress because they have, I think that there's a stigma here at the university because like we've had a very lively group of activists here at the university, to say the least. We've had some characters. I mean, the new school has a tradition of activism, and with our history of the, occupations about 2 years ago, I think that they were a little hesitant to really meet with more student activists, even though we were for like a different cause. They were still kind of apprehensive about it. So the good thing is, though, is that Tracy took everything that we said into account, and we would email her with our concerns, and she would present it to them. So I couldn't ask for a better ally, honestly.
Yeah, she was really great. And I think the real problem with us not having access to the policy at all times was also when it got sent to legal. We weren't allowed to talk to them or find out what was going on with that process.
We didn't even know about it until it was already going on.
Yeah, we weren't even allowed to know that it had gone there.
Yeah, we found out after it was approved by the legal team, not during, we didn't even know what
We
they
didn't even see
approved.
the draft.
Yeah, we didn't see the draft, even though we wrote it.
Well, we didn't actually.
We didn't write the
what
entire
is-
thing, but
We didn't write almost
We've been-
any of it. I mean, we drafted a definition of consent, but most of that was, most of what is in the policy is like a product of our feedback, so we didn't physically draft it, but I mean, our
we
influence
split up
is
into
there.
groups and we wrote stuff. That was
Well, I mean, we had
Yeah.
our essential draft of the policy, but that's not the draft that was presented to legal, or approved by legal at least, because
Yeah.
we don't really know anything that happened in that process.
Yeah.
They did keep us in the dark about that.